right, everybody, it's time to get excited. It is time to get your fangs out. It's time to show me them fangs because our favorite homosexual vampires are here. Our favorite messy vampires are coming. I'm so excited for season 2. They dropped the trailer for it, the official trailer. So of course we have to dissect it. We have to get into it. We have to talk about it. We have to get our jokes off. Of course, you know that. It's so crazy to me that they just dropped it on March 31st and it already has, like, last time I checked it, like over 1 million views. So that's great. Like, people are tuned in. I will be doing reviews for these episodes once season 2 comes out, so you will want to subscribe and stay tuned to my channel. All right, so let's talk about this trailer. So of course we start out with the whole "Who are you, Louise?" speech from Claudia that we have seen already in other promos, right? So she's just like, "Who are you without a white twunk on your arm? Who are you without a verse bottom dangling you from the clouds, of course, and dropping you thousands and thousand feet in the air? Who are you, girl? Who are you, Miss Swirl Life? Louise, tell us." Who are you, mama? Now, he said, of course, Louise says, of course, "I walk the night capturing disappointment and regret." That's what he says of his art. That's what he says of the photos that he takes. And I'm like, ma'am, you done captured enough disappointment and regret for all of us, okay? By your damn self, without even the need of a camera, without even talking about your photos, babes. We need you to stand up, dear. We need you to stand up, Louise, with your fine ass. Louise so goddamn fine. Like, okay. So, we hear Louise saying, "Wait, stop the tape," or somebody saying, "Wait, stop the tape." And then we cut to Daniel Malloy interviewing them, right? And Louise saying, "We should get every detail right. We should get every detail right." Like, looking at him like he really means what he says. Like, "Oh, we have to get every detail right." And I'm just like, okay, that's what we trying to do, babes. Like, Louise, what are you talking about? Like, that's why we're doing this interview. What you mean? Like, we are trying to get that's why Daniel came back. He's trying to get the details right. And I'm sure Daniel was thinking the same shit. Like, duh, why do you think I'm here? And actually, he was, because Daniel says, "I'm listening." Like, I'm listening. Hurry up, bro. Like, okay. Like, look at his face. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm here to get every detail right. So, Louis literally sounded like he was preaching to himself with that. Like, we have to get every detail right. We should get every detail right. I'm like, okay, so yeah, girl, we know. Do that. And so this, coupled with what we learned later on in the trailer, you know, we're just gonna put a pin in that because we talking about memory and losing memory and all that shit, right? So I'm just like, it seemed like he preaching to himself, like, I need to get every detail of my recollection right? So Armand, messy ass. Armand's a messy ass. Now that I've seen the whole trailer, girl, this is messy. This is mess. So Armand messy ass gonna invite Louise to the vampire theater. That's what I'm gonna call it, girl. The vampire theater. And not only that, he says, "And bring the petite beauty with you," essentially. So he's inviting Claudia to this shit as well. Now, listen, this shit is messy. And I don't know, I am not someone who has read the book or anything, so I'm just making some conclusions. Making some, you know, estimations, some guesses as to what is going on here, because it seems very messy. So they arrive to this theater, right? And we see 3 different, like, emotional reactions. We see Armand, if he's at the theater, I think they're at the theater at this time, right? So we see Armand looking very expectant. He's looking at the stage. In my opinion, I think he may be at the balcony. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but he's looking expectant. So, and then at the theater, Claudia she's getting her life. Look at her facial expression. She's getting her life. She's loving it, right? And then Louis is pissed. Louis is pissed. And I'm just like, I think this is definitely because Lestat comes onto the stage or something. Which is why I'm like, girl, the invite from Armand in the first place is so fucking messy. This is messy. Especially, like I said, you know, what we find out later on in the trailer. So let's switch back to Daniel, right? Because at the very moment where I'm thinking, okay, this shit is getting really messy. Armand inviting Louis and shit to this fucking theater where where Lestat be at, or maybe might be at, or was that? I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? So at the moment that I'm thinking this shit is getting messy, we switch back to Daniel interviewing, right? And Armand now is the one asking to stop the interview or whatever, take a break. And it's just like, no, bro, why you want to stop? Why you want to stop now, bro? Like, what's up? You've been saying, oh, earlier promos, Armand was saying to Louise, stop, because Daniel is getting his life. Like, he's getting enjoyment out of tormenting you with all these questions and putting you back, taking you apart so he can put you back together. But I'm just like, okay, is that the only reason you want this interview to stop, Armand? Is that the only reason? Louise was looking at him too, like, what you mean, bro? Like, okay. And even Daniel Malloy seems to be like, wait, okay, oops. Like, when this moment happens, Daniel catches it too. So you look at his face. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? So I know many of y'all read the book, but I haven't. So, but I'm just drawing conclusions and how they cut the trailer, just from how they cut the trailer, what's in the trailer. This entire thing combined with Louis' like memory loss or whatever, regaining memory at the end of the trailer, makes me think it might be Armand behind some of this shit when it comes to Louis' memory, right? Putting a pin in that real quick, because we coming back to it. So we switched to Claudia, right? And it seems like the trailer is telling us that the theater is actually some kind of like coven, like for vampires and shit. So Armand says the coven has grand designs for her meaning Claudia. And it definitely seems like Claudia wants to join. Like, she's been smiling, getting her life this whole trailer, right? I mean, besides the part where she's digging herself up out of the goddamn ground at the end of it. So, you know what I mean? This shit always hits the fan. But Claudia genuinely seems like she wants to learn more about this vampire coven. She wants to join this coven. She wants to learn more about vampires in general. She's getting her life. So at one point she said, like, I never want to leave. I never want to leave. So I wonder what grand designs Armand is talking about, though, and what his role is when it comes to enacting these grand designs, right? Like, Claudia's on stage, right? It's fun to see her on stage. It's fun to see her really embrace her artistic expression or whatever, and being allowed to do that, in a space where she's like, at least her co-workers or whatever, co-coveners know that she's a vampire, so she's being herself on this stage. So it's fun to see that. But I am sure, at the same time, I'm sure that the coven has more plans for Claudia than just for her to be a goddamn actress, right? Like, I think that's the whole point. I think there's something deeper going. There always is. Obviously, it's a whole season, it's a whole show, so we know that. But like, I think there's something deeper going on here. Like, what are their plans for Claudia? Okay, now let's get to the real messy parts, right? Because now we got Claudia saying, "Who's that handsome man on the wall?" And then the answer, like we thought because we had been talking about this shit from the first promos, right? Like, who the fuck is this? I think that shit is Lestat, girl. Like, this old ass Methuselah ass bitch. Like, this old ass bitch. Like, who is this bitch? It's Lestat. Of course, the answer is the finest actor ever to walk our stage, Lestat, whatever the fuck his last name is, right? So, and look at Lestat gay ass. Look at Lestat gay ass on the stage, girl. Look at Lestat gay ass on the stage, just gay as hell with this back band, girl. Oh, so you doing the bending. Just gay as hell with his back band, right? And then not only that, look at Armand lusting after him, y'all. Just lusting. Just say it with me. Lusting. Lusting at the same theater he would invite Louis to in the future, because I think that this is flashback Armand, right? Right, y'all? Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. This is flashback Armand. He in the past lusting after it, right? This might be the past or some shit. I don't think this is the same time when he brought Claudia and goddamn Louis to this thing. I think this is in the past, girl. He's lusting after fucking Lestat. He done got with Lestat. He got fucked over by Lestat. Now girl, you know what I'm saying? Now he done met up with Louis, who also got fucked over by Lestat. Now this shit is messy. This shit is in different areas, bitch. This shit is messy, bitch. And Lestat talking about, because they were in the dream world, I think. So I don't know. It's implying, the trailer's implying that they're in a dream world. Lestat saying this shit while he in a dream world with Louis. And Lestat talking about we both now exist in two different worlds. And I want to know what y'all think that means. Like, what do y'all think he means by that? I think maybe, I'm just as a shot in the dark. I think maybe he means like we can exist both in this dream world that we're now like communicating with each other or to each other in. And also the real world. I don't know. What do y'all think he means by that? So we hear the Coven Master has the power of life and death. And now, is the Coven Master Santiago? Don't answer me, girl. Don't answer me. I mean, I don't know, because I don't want to be spoiled or anything. But like, I don't know. Either way, whoever the Coven Master is, has the power of life and death. So obviously extremely important. They're implying just like VIP type T's. Of course you would be if you're Coven Master, but it's implying that this person has, power that may be like extremely significant, especially when comparing it to the other people in the Coven. So we see shots of an excited Claudia getting initiated into the Coven. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to get into the dynamics of the Coven, how their structure, hierarchy, or whatever works, and why they want Claudia so bad, right? So we switch to shots of Armand in another situation saying, "You remembered." Right? So this to me seems like just another situation of him talking to Louise and him saying, "You remembered." And when I watched the trailer the second time, I'm just like, what if this moment, this is a time period where Armand has messed with Louise's head or memory, right? But then somehow Louise remembers what Armand tried to delete. And then Armand here in this moment, in the trailer, is acting like shocked, like, "Oh, wow, you remember," or like, I'm glad you could finally remember what you've been trying to remember, or what's been bugging you this whole time. And I have no idea why, you would have issues remembering this thing that you're talking about. I have nothing to do with it at all. Oh, wow, you remembered. It would make sense here then that a similar, more intense version is happening where maybe Armand did mess with something trivial or small, right? In the previous situation that I was talking about, in this situation. But then in the future, in the end of the trailer where Louise was, talking about not remembering years and years of information, maybe Armand did that shit too. And now it's coming back. And that's the reason that would explain why Armand was so adamant about stopping the interview in the first place, because the more Louise talks about his experience and his history and what he remembers, the more it might undo all the shit that Armand hypothetically, theoretically did to him, to censor shit, to hide years of his life. This is just a theory. This is just my theory. I'm just like trying to, they put two and two together, but I'm just like, I think the trailer wants us to really focus on why Armand was so adamant about stopping the interview. It wants us to focus on, obviously something has happened with Louise where he completely forgot or just completely did not remember events, right? And that really devastates him based off of his emotional reaction when he's talking to Daniel and when he's remembering all those things, right? So it seems like there's a memory loss thing here happening. Somebody's hiding or lying or, something, and it wouldn't surprise me based off of the reactions that Armand got. It wouldn't surprise me based off of how the trailer was cut, If Armand has a more villainous, role in this, than we kind of expect at first glance, right? So this here seems like a younger Armand with Lestat. Messy. This here, I think, is Lestat and Louise fighting. Messy. Absolutely messy. Louise looking like he had the time of his life beating someone up or eating them up. Messy. And then it gets even messier. Daniel says, "I want to know for me what happened between us." And we get a flashback of a younger version of Daniel and Louise, clearly in a relationship of some kind, clearly dating, whatever, right? Clearly doing something. But it's Louise who is jumping at Daniel. Louise put them claws down and jumped at Daniel. So, I mean, unless it's the very first time that Louise then fucking turned and, you know what I mean? This is the first time he experienced having a lust for blood. I'm just like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, yo, why are you jumping at Daniel? Like, am I reading too much into this? Because Louise, yes, you are a victim in this relationship with Lestat, but why were you jumping at Daniel? Why were you jumping at Daniel, Louise? I don't know if I'm gonna like the answer. Like I said, if it's just some random vampire thing, but I don't know. Other than that, I don't know, girl. Why you jumping at him? Why, please don't be no aggressor, please. So I mean, yeah. As far as this memory stuff with Louise, it could be trauma, right? Like, it could simply just be trauma. We all know how the brain suppresses trauma sometimes to the point of suppressing entire sections of people's memories, right? So, like, it could be trauma, But to me, they ain't playing it like that. Like this trailer ain't playing it like that. It's playing it like it's some dark secrets in the shadows somewhere, girl. Like they not playing it like, to me, they're not playing it like, oh, Louis just so traumatized that his brain just, you know, did away with all those traumatic ass memories for years, girl. It don't seem like that. It could be that someone was really messing with Louis' memories, Armand. Somebody was, or Armand and Lestat together. Can you imagine? Sorry. maybe I'm reaching, y'all. Maybe I'm reaching. But it could be that someone's messing with his memories, and Armand was like, girl, I don't want you to remember. You talking about you remember. Oh, you remembered. Like, girl, please. I don't want you to remember shit. Let's stop the interview, you know? So, I don't know. Please tell me. For those of y'all who ain't read the book, please tell me what y'all think it is. Those of y'all who did read the book, y'all don't have to spoil no shit. At least just tell me if you think I'm on, like, just be like, oh, you're warm, or you're hot, or you're cold. Essentially, like, you're in the right direction, Adrian, or you're not. Like, and that's all you have to say. You don't have to like spoil specifics, but if I'm kind of in the right direction, or I'm kind of on the right foot, you can let me know that. Like, I wouldn't be mad about that shit. But don't spoil too much, because I ain't read. Love y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zoraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Cold Wind, right? And go to Zoraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.